What's up, everybody? Sparrowcus here, and welcome back to VampYr. So, we're back in our room. It's a new night. Really weird. Alright. But do we have now ammo again? I'm not sure. We do? How can we have ammo again? So that's one way to make money, I guess. You sell the ammo and then... But why is it only 3 out of 6? Totally weird. I did sell it, didn't I? I did sell some... Weird shit. Anyway, so we still have a lot of unknown people around here. Still. And it's almost amazing. So, anyone? No, there's nobody up here, just except for Dr. Swansea. Sea swans.
Not now.
Wow, wow, wow.
I cannot enter.
Yeah, I wonder when I can enter. What do I need to enter and all that crappery? Dr. Rakesh. So, like, he was doing something back here. Some dude.
It's locked.
And there was also some blood, like puddles of blood over here. Which is really weird. Just wonder how I could get there. Hello, sir.
Good evening, Doctor.
You did talk to somebody. Damn it.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Totally weird. Alright. Doesn't matter. What do we have here? That's a big ass hospital so far. What do we have here? Due to influenza, yes. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, dude. I'll take that. Thank you very much. We talked to you already.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland. And good
evening to you.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Oh, glass files. I'll get plenty of those ready. An unfinished letter. I would like to look at the unfinished... God damn it. Like, where's the unfinished letter now? There it is. Pembroke Hospital, 2nd of November. My dear children, sorry I did not write you before, but it hurts like hell just to write these few words on bloody paper. Don't worry, Daddy will go out of the hospital as soon as he can fix his arm. In the meantime, if you need something, go see Mr. Digwick at the construction site and tell him about Harvey Fiddick's children, or that you are them, you know. You remember Robert Dickchick? The big guy with a mustache who helped me repair the house doors last spring. Go see him and ask for a new feud bob. He won't refuse to spare you a few. I'm sorry I can't work anymore for now, but we'll figure out something soon. I'm out. Don't worry, everything will be fine as soon as Daddy is strong again. And the doctors have fixed my arm and shit's down. Mr. Fiddick, my dicky dick. Mr. Fat Dick. Is that you? Can't be you. Are you Mr. Fat Dick? Yeah, it's Fat Dick.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed.
Your
colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
So what did you do with your bloody arm?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
You should. He doesn't really have that much blood. If he does have children, but then again, it depends if he's going to be useful for his children or not. We could kill him still.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other
course he does.
circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Yeah, that's right. You're cutting him open and with the blood, and so like so juicy and yummy. And,
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Yes, one won't be enough. Without one arm, you're useless to your family, and then we can kill you too.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are
Oh, that's the best camera.
carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Totally.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
So basically, we have top quality blood right here. Top quality blood.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
But we
My
still have a
wife died
quest,
because
so
of
we
me.
can't suck on him now.
And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Yes. Yes, you are.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Ellen didn't bring them with her that night.
So, but now we have everything, so what's the point of having those hints unlocked? Because we already have top quality blood, so that's what I don't really get.
Goodbye for now,
Okay.
Mr. Fiddick. I'll see
That's
you
it
later.
then.
You always knew the words to calm.
See you later, alligator.
As for me,
It's unknown buddy. Somebody unknown over there too. Weird shit. Anyways, let's see other doctor. Hey, other doctor.
Good evening, sir.
How are we doing
I'm
today?
Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Aykroyd. welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna kill you. Level 4, damn it.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Obviously.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
That's what you say. I doubt it.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
It's a conservative point of view.
Other people
Sucker.
may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative?
Yes.
And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation?
I'm gonna...
Because that's what's going
Suck
to
him.
happen if the surgery is a failure.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Blood.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Oh. So he's a sucker, eh?
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr.
Motherfucker.
Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit.
Yeah, because nobody cares about what you think.
But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Better change your tone. Jealousy will not do you any good, yeah, that's the thing.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed.
Sucker.
A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Oh, sure.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
I've saved many lives, so there's no reason to justify my actions. But knowledge is our main
Knowledge
weapon.
has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative, it is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Well,
Thank you
that's
for your
about that
time.
then.
We'll talk later.
Yes, we're not going to kill you. Alright, missus. I got some shit for you.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
You know what, girl? Fuck Dr. Swansea. Diseases decreases the blood qualities of syntheses. And now use the correct medicine in diseases to heal them. Speak to the patient in the room. Hello. Hello, sir. Mrs. Right in the hospital.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Sexy. Hello, my
Good
lady.
evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm
Yes,
Beatrice
my
Goswick,
lady.
mother of Mortimer Goswick.
What? You
Could you
Beatrice?
check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've
Beatrice
heard much
Goswick?
of your talents as a physician.
Beatrice Goswick. Oh. Now her circle is probably just her son, so yeah, we're gonna kill her and her son. So we're still missing 2 people in the hospital. Uh-huh.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses.
Mortimer?
That's
Fucking
all
hell.
that matters.
God, Mortimer. Are you rich, bitch?
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
All right, so it's needed that I'm gonna have like a big ass orgy with 5 hookers tomorrow night. Thank you very much for covering my expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Sure.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived, but we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Mm-hmm. She doesn't like it, eh?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Wah, 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 wah.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse,
Well,
Miss
that's because
Hawkins,
he's a
seems to
bastard.
have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Mm-hmm. So Pippa got herself some money. Oh, Pippa. I like you.
She charged you for a bed.
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Okay, so that was actually quite entertaining.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Bye-bye, bitches. Okay, Mortimer. Fucking stupid
Good
name.
evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
Well,
I
then
don't want
roll
to
over
talk.
and die.
Throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Hello,
Do you need any
Mr.
help?
One.
I'm afraid I'm me, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
So what do you have? Oh, you have lots of fatigue, eh? Well, here.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Okay, he's still recovering.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
But we must communicate.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
But you have to.
How
So painful.
I'll let you get some rest.
I'm alright.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
So, yeah, your mom is probably like a helicopter parent. I hate these bastards, man.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of.
You have no idea what I'm
She
capable
would tie
of.
herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured, you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
And she's a bitch, I know. I know.
How painful.
So,
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Well then, go
I have to go
and
now,
fuck
sir.
yourself, buddy.
But don't hesitate.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor.
Hello,
How is
woman. He's pretty shit.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Oh, goodies.
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
I'm not sure. Yeah, see, I cannot mesmerize her. It's really weird.
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane? I've been out of touch since I've come back to England.
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control, at least in Britain.
It seemed to be for a while, but that was only last summer. It returned with a vengeance just over a month ago.
Ah, the Spanish flu came with revenge.
What can you tell me about our patients?
Don't think
here
that
at
the Spanish
Pembroke?
flu has much of a
This
conscience.
hospital was founded to help the East End poor and needy. But since the war and the quarantine, we've had all manner of folk.
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans, the elderly, dock workers. We even have a few mental patients. If there's space, we take them.
All right.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
What about medical protocols?
Dr. Reed, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
All right. Seems like a plan.
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
See you later, alligator. So there's still an unknown person. Can't get to her. Now, these two were doing something, but now they're not doing it anymore. There's also some hitmaker blood temptation. Remember, citizen blood will provide you boost XP. Look for citizen mesmerize level and choose wisely. So what? So Mr. Dr. Tippett's doing something. So how do Investigate citizens' actions. How do I do that? Damn it. But now I can open it too?
I cannot enter.
Fuck's sake. So how do I get... It's something over here. It's something over here. Okay, let's try it. There's some blood puddle on the side. Gwyneth Brengabang. Oh, Coxie. Wasn't it like somewhere up here? Fucking hell. God damn it, people. Investigate those actions. How do I investigate those actions? I don't know. I really don't know. There's like this blood puddle. It was here. Now it's not. No, it's not here anymore.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Alright. See what we can do some other time. But first, let's talk to
Please, Jonathan.
Swansea. Oh, hello.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death.
Quack, quack, quack.
You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot
Does it,
express
though?
my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Yeah, you might say.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
No, I won't. So, no need to apologize. No, this is not amusing. We need each other, yes.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
Why would I care?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Right in the hospital. Hey. She's down there. A warning letter. Dear Dr. Swansea, I must inform you of my deepest reservations concerning the Dr. Thoreau, Strickland, and Harvey Fettick's case. Mr. Fettick has been hospitalized after a severe work injury. He may permanently lose the use of his arm, and if not treated adequately. Dr. Strickland claims that a surgical procedure may save the Ain's arm completely. I say it may also sever its function for good if complications arise. Your young colleague is an audacious and daring surgeon who might prove a great professional in a few years, but for now he lacks the skills to perform such a risky procedure. Need I remind you of the mistake he made in the past? Since Dr. Strickland refuses to listen to me, I strongly advise you to forbid him to perform such a hazardous experiment. So, he has been questioned in the past. What do we have here? A rare species of vampires. As a scholar and exegeter of essential writings, I would never insist enough about the importance of taking legends and ancient folklores into account when searching for hints about hidden or lost secrets. A common mistake is to take what we know for an established truth and use it to discard any contradictory material. Now, for example, we must consider the possibility of undiscovered species of vampires and the necessity to rethink what we see as the established truth about the various types of immortals, based on what we know and what we gathered through time. For now, or for how many centuries did we consider that vampire, quote unquote, was a vernacular term for what we learned to call Econ? Until the day 4 explorers of the Brotherhood found proof in Siberia that Volkots were a vulpine type of vampire. We consider these creatures to be a link to a mythological werewolf. Now we know this is not true. But what about the rest? What about the Rakshasa from my homeland? What about the Chinese Jiangxi? What about the Puchin of southern Chile? And without even leaving the beautiful Great Britain, what about the stories about bad-shaped women, sometimes seen flying around St. James Church in the north? What about the creatures only identified as a disaster and some obscure testimonies, which tried to destroy London in 1666 by spreading plague all over the city? What about the Nimrod, the mystical figure of the restless vampire hunter, sometimes described by ancestral British icons as a legendary huntsman who only feeds on his prey's blood and could go unnoticed amongst the mortals and immortals? I tell you, my brothers, we never can be too sure of what we could find if we could forget for a few minutes what we are supposed to already know. Well, we haven't really found that much so far. Okay.
Do
Doctor?
you need something?
I have a few
Then
questions.
ask away.
What about the Brotherhood?
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the
Ah,
Brotherhood of
certainly.
St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
All right.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, You know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries.
That's a
We
civilized
believe
service.
you are as supernatural as
Really
a
looks
lion
totally
is
weird,
to a
man.
gazelle.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform.
Yes, but I haven't
We
really done
fight
much
to
so far.
help
Well,
the
I
poor,
did
the sick of
find
the
some
East End, the
materials and healed some guy, but I'm already here for 3 or 4 days.
Where do we
So I
stand
haven't
today?
really done much as a doctor.
Well, to be
Really?
honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
Okay.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
Well, then, tell me
The
what
sun.
we know.
The morning following my transformation, its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
So, I have to kill, but then why would you help me as a doctor
The man we
and a
pursued and
vampire?
slew in the canning factory,
Not hunter,
William
but
Bishop, I believe.
observer.
Was he a vampire?
He was a Skull, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Well, so far I tend to kill them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skull?
A Skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Uh-huh. Okay,
We'll see each
so
other
that's about
again.
that. Anything else around here? Apparently. Oh. Rakesh. Welcome. Ah, Dr. Swansea. I will be glad to manage to temporarily mock as soon as it's opened. As I have already told you, I was a doctor during the war, and I will be glad to serve the country again. I know it's not the same as being a physician for the dead, but okay. But I believe it's important to welcome, take good care of all our departed too. Yes. Rest assured, I will do my best to fully perform this new duty in the best of my ability. Concerning the question of my qualifications, I'm sorry, I can't give you anything more than valuable than my parole. I swear to you that my regiment made me a doctor during the war, and I served many lives. If my word's not good enough, contact military administration. So he was what? Uh-huh. Wait a second, what? No. So Rakesh has been appointed as a medic by mistake during the war. Why mistake? Was mistake? Maybe I didn't read it right. But okay. Well, Rakesh, we're gonna have to talk again. That's gonna be in the next episode. Let's have a look around here, what we have. We may or may not... Oh, now the door is open. Now the door is open. So we can sneak out without anybody noticing. But we're not gonna do that. Mm-hmm. Trigger part. Over here we need common handle and lead plates. Yeah, the lead plates are gonna be something. Alright. Let's evolutionize. And I wanted to go for that one here. Yes, please. Good shit. That's some good shit. So recovery. You trade more blood to heal yourself instantly. And you gain an additional boost for your health regeneration. Okay. So this is okay. It will cost less. Healing 300. It does cost less blood. This one costs more blood. I completely understand it, but we still have time until level. Oh, this is level 2. So we level up 2 levels at once. Is that it? Because we were in level 6 before. Apparently, that's just the way it is. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to continue talking to people here in the hospital. We also get a bit further with the main quest. And in the next episode, well, I don't think that we're going to get out of the hospital yet. That and the one after that. But we still have to talk to a couple of people here. Again, I know we're running a bit in circles, but we're finding out more. And then, well, we start killing people. See you next episode. Bye. Well, next episode is also... What do we have? Yeah, the following night. See you, Darren. Oh, holy shit. Every night, the consequence of your actions may improve or degrade the district health status. It can also be degraded due to diseases spreading among citizens. Okay? So, the more lives you take, the unhealthier the district becomes. Okay, if a health drops below critical, it will plunge into chaos. Okay, but what's the point? But what's the point? What's the point? I'm not entirely sure, people. Interesting. Still not sure what's gonna, be
the flower's
affecting.
dying. It needs water.
Yeah, how can I get some water for the flower? I don't know. Anyways, people, again, thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.